And you have to do an audiobook for it, which I've found a little weird. I didn't think about it.
Because of the voices?
No, just it's a kid's book. I didn't think that I don't know if you buy it like an audiobook or not. The other books I did, my other books I've written.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I was like, wow, look at that. So I did it yesterday. We sat in a studio, and they didn't really give me any sort of rules. They were just like, all right, let's record the book here. And so I have me recording the audiobook, and I just decided to do voices for all the animals in it. The book is about Stanley, my dog, and Stanley has a voice, and he's like, the problem is, I'm going to be honest, I forgot which voice was which halfway through the book.
How did you keep
Well,
up?
because I just decided to do it on the spot. And I was like, I do Stanley like he's like a bulldog. I don't know, Bobby. And then I would do like a Great Dane. I'd be like, yes. And then I would be like, oh, man, what voice was the Great? Then I did a teacher, and the teacher's like, all right, class. And then I'd do a cat, and I'd be like, all right, class. I'm like, oh, no, the cat and the teacher are the same person. I don't know how it's going to end up.
Dang.
What?
You're telling me I missed out on being a cat.
I didn't think about that. Could have brought you in, but it was last minute. Do you want to hear a clip?
Yes.
This is a clip of, this whole book, by the way, is about, yes, it's about Stanley the dog and his first day of school, which is my dog. But really, it's a story about someone who is made to feel like they don't fit in. But what doesn't allow them to fit in is actually the greatest thing about them. You just don't know it yet. And I think we all have struggled from this. There's something about us we're like embarrassed of, or we're not super secure about, and we're like, oh, man. But that's really our strength, that we're different and how we can use it. And so, yes, it is a kid's book. It is about a dog and his first day at school. But it's really bigger than that. And I wanted to focus. If you only wanted to care about the dogs and you're 2, that's fine. But if you're 6, you can also get a lot from the story. So here's a clip. I don't know what part of the book this is, but this is me doing the voices. You're a hero, one of the Great Danes barked. Stanley's number 1, the hound howled. I always knew he was coolio drulio. The poodle woofed. Do you want to play catch with us after class? So those are the different dogs. I don't know which ones.
I don't know who's who.
I don't either. I don't know which dogs are which at this point. So
it's awesome,
Stanley
though.
does something great, and then they're all like, oh, we should accept you. Like we did. Yeah, so I don't want to do a spoiler alert for a book. But as I was doing it, I started to go, I don't remember what the Great Dane's voice was, so I just do a different voice.
I can't wait.
They didn't stop me. They had a producer on the phone, or on the listening.
Oh, so obviously you did a good job keeping up.
But all those voices are very similar.
Or maybe
too.
they were confused.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know.
Can we play that again? Because the first voice is the Great Dane. All right, here we go. You're a hero, one of the Great Danes barked. Stanley's number 1, the hound howled. I always knew he was coolio drulio. The poodle woofed. Do you want to play catch with us after class? I think the poodle changed voices mid.
Yeah.
Unless that was a different dog. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
And the poodle and hound sound the same.
Well, it's the same person, bro.
And I get that this is a kid's book, but the concept is just for any age.
Yes. Great. Yes, I agree.
Because, I mean,
I hope so,
people are left out. Like, I have a friend right now that's dealing with a high schooler that is completely just got left out of something. And it's like even the parents and the kids are being so kind of cutthroat about it. It's just bizarre to me sometimes how people make decisions and knowingly hurt someone. And then I was watching the Brene Brown special, the new one on HBO Max.
We're watching it too, Alice in the Heart.
And in episode 1, she talks about the sensation of like burning your hand on say you have a hot cup of coffee. If that touches your hand or burns you or burns your mouth, that pain sensation in the brain is the same one we feel when, for example, we have an emotion of feeling left out in a way. Like, it's pain.
The truth is, when we are kids, when we are young, all we want to do is fit in. We're just like, I just don't want to be made to feel like I don't belong, like I'm different. But here's the good news. The good news is when we become adults, we want to be different. And we start to strive to be different and not be someone that's just running with everyone else. And it is just trying to communicate, mostly and effectively, because even as a kid, I didn't understand, that it is so great to be different and to be doing your own thing, because eventually you're going to want to be that anyway. You're getting a head start. Like, think about a kid who knows who they are and like that's awesome. Even if they're way different and they're like, this is who I am. I get to be me, live in my own skin. That is such a mature thing. That's such a mature emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Such a mature psychological place to be, where you're like, I'm just me and I'm going to let everybody say and do whatever they want, but I know who I am. And that's where we try to get there as an adult, but we don't even try as kids because we're just taught, just fit in, just fit in, just fit in. So
yeah, like if you're taught that to know who you are and feel all the different emotions. That's like a huge blessing if your home allowed that as a kid.
Or
'Cause you start it early.
Even if they do, but you go to school, but you have so many people around you
True.
that are influences
Yeah.
saying, no, you got to wear this, you got to fit in with this, you got to feel this way, you got to be this political way, depending on where you live. But for a kid or a young adult to find themselves early, or at least find that version of themselves early, and be it unapologetically, that is such strength. For an adult to feel that way, it is such strength, because that's what we're all striving to be at this point. So as a kid, we just try to fit in. But then, hey, kids, if you feel like you don't fit in right now, okay, cool and good, because soon enough, you're not going to want to fit in anyway. You're just ahead of everybody else. You're ahead of the folk. You're ahead of the adults right now that are figuring out their way. And you're ahead of the Great Dane.
Now all these adults are downloading this children's book.
Well, you can't yet, but that's the situation. I hope it does some good. That's always the goal.